guys, it's Subsy here, and I thought I'd make a short video on what I think is the best and must-have accessory for the Sony ZV-1. Now this is applicable to more than just the ZV-1. You can use it on the RX100 series and pretty much any other point and shoot camera that you have. Now if you're coming from a DSLR or you've used a DSLR before, you know the biggest advantage for those are the interchangeable lenses. Now with those you can pretty much change the look and feel of the entire image without changing the body of the camera. Now with a point and shoot camera you can't really do that because it's all attached to the same body, but you can with stuff like this. Now what this is, and this isn't unique to this company, this is more generic to this type of product. This is a wide angle lens. This one actually includes the macro one as well, but it's a lens that you can attach to the body of your RX100 or your Sony ZV-1. In my case, that's the camera I'm using. So what this allows you to do is pretty much have any of the advantages that you would have using a DSLR with an ultra wide camera, but using it on your point and shoot camera. So your Sony ZV-1, your RX100, any of those cameras. And the best part about this is that it's surprisingly good quality, not just in terms of build, but in terms of picture quality, which I'll show you guys in a second, but it's also quite cheap. So considering, so if I take it out of the packet, you can see over here just how small it actually is. But surprisingly, it's got like enough heft to it that I'd feel like if it dropped, it could hurt somebody, which is good. So it's solid metal, and you can sort of hear the sound that it makes when you unscrew the bits. But the best thing about this is the build quality and the image quality that it gives, and I will show you guys some footage in a bit. But the fact that this doesn't cost anywhere near as much as I expected it would do for this quality, so I thought for this price I would get something which is made of plastic and just has like a good lens inside, but the body would be really cheap and really light, and it would feel like it would break easily. This was only £50, considering the RX100 is north of £1,000 and the Sony ZV-1 is about £600 at the moment. This is like less than 10% of that cost, and for that you get so much versatility, because with this you not only get the ultra wide, you get the macro camera. So you have sort of your standard format, you have the 18mm ultra wide and the 10 times macro zoom, which, I mean, you can't really get that any other way with a point and shoot. Now you may think, how do you mount this to a camera? Because with a normal DSLR you sort of push the button in and you unscrew the lens that's on it and you put in a new lens, and it's normally got like a certain mounting mechanism. The Sony ZV-1 and the RX100 series and every other point and shoot camera don't have that. So how do you mount this? So it comes with an adapter that you sort of stick onto your lens. Now that stays there permanently, and you get some spares with this packet. I'm not sure about any others. That does stick with some sort of adhesive sort of sticker thing, and it does seem to provide a secure fit. But considering the weight of this, I'm not actually sure how well it would fare given, you know, a drop or something. I think it might come off, but it won't come off just by holding the camera, moving it around, because I've tested that and it didn't come off. But if you drop it, it probably will fall off, which is good because it wouldn't take the lens with it. It will sort of detach from the body and fall separately. But as you can tell from this, I mean, it's got some weight to it, and it's made of complete metal and glass, like apart from the lens cap here, which is plastic on most things anyway. Everything else is made of really high quality materials. And you can really tell that in the disgusting sound it makes. Not only that, but it takes a surprisingly long time to actually unscrew. So if I'm just holding this and I unscrew, ouch. So with a normal camera, I'm used to, like, you know, unscrewing it a tiny bit, like 2 rotations or something, and it would unscrew and it would fit. This, not so much. You have to unscrew and unscrew and unscrew. So as you can see, the back plate comes off with this. So you have this part, which just exposes the lens, and then you have the front cover, which you can obviously take off to see the lens and, you know, see me through the lens. And then you also have the middle, which separates. So if you have it in this configuration, you have the ultra wide 18mm, and if you want the macro, you just take off the front bit. And again, it does take some time. Still going. And oh my god, there we go. And that's your sort of macro lens. So, oh, you can sort of see my finger through it. Okay, let's just close that up. So why is this so important for anyone who has a point and shoot? Well, especially for the Sony ZV-1, that was tailored towards YouTubers, vlogging and stuff like that. So it has the flip out screen which faces towards you, so it's really easy to vlog. But if you're walking around, you want to use stabilization, and the active stabilization on this crops in. But it's really good stabilization. It's just that the actual camera, or the lens of the camera, the field of view isn't wide enough, so when it's cropped in, it's even narrower. So you just sort of get like an image like this, where you want it more like this, to a larger extent. And you don't really get that with this camera, so you can vlog with really steady footage if you're zoomed in, or if you're zoomed out, it'll be a bit shaky. With this, you get to use the active stabilization and have a bigger field of view and have all of the features that you wanted from this camera or any other camera that you're using it with. And it's just so much more versatile than just having a single lens on your point and shoot, because that adapter will stay on the camera. So it's really slim, so it will stay in any pouch that you put the camera in, and you just carry this around, which is tiny for a lens, and especially considering it's sort of a 2-in-1, and put together it's so tiny. It's just, I can't imagine using this camera in any vlogging scenario or any serious shooting scenario without one of these, because you just can't do that much unless you're sort of putting on a tripod and standing back like I am right now. But without further ado, let's see how well this actually performs, and you guys can be the judge of that. Okay, so this is it without the ultra wide lens, and you can see I'm holding it far back and it's pretty okay, but it's not 100% great. And you can see here, this is with the ultra wide camera. It's so much better, like you can see so much more around me. And now I'll switch to the active. You can see with the active it's a lot more cropped in, but it's still okay with this ultra wide lens. And here we are with the active without any ultra wide lens on it, and you can see it's so much more cropped in. I'm trying to stretch my arm out as much as I can, and I can barely get my head in the frame completely. It's just so much more of a challenge. So it was good, right? I mean, considering that lenses are the things that make up most of the image, like the camera does a lot of processing, but it does that based on the image, the information that it gets from the lens. This is still giving good information. Like the quality of the glass in this one specifically, I can't vouch for any other brand, but I'm not sort of promoting this in any way, just sort of the concept that they've done here, and they're not unique to do this, but the quality that it gives, the quality that it passes through to your Sony camera or any other camera, it's surprisingly good. So I think that in most scenarios I'm going to end up using this instead of the default lens configuration that this Sony ZV-1 comes with, and it is definitely my favorite accessory for the Sony ZV-1. Now I use this microphone and a few other things, but this one is, I think, a game changer for me. because in some scenarios I'd use my phone to get some B-roll footage with the ultra wide camera, but with this I don't actually need that anymore. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think this would be useful to you? Do you own one of these already from a different brand? I will have this one linked below if you do want to check it out, and I can't vouch for the price for any of the others or how much this costs abroad, or if it's even available abroad, but it is available on Amazon UK, which is where I got it from, obviously. But it would be really good to hear what you guys think about this or any other accessory that you may have for your point and shoot camera, because I'm looking to expand what I use with the camera. And if you have any suggestions, please do let me know in the comments below. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, click subscribe so you don't miss any future content, especially stuff like this, which is the Dell XPS 13, the new 2-in-1 version, which I have been using, and I'm gonna do a review on this and a comparison of the version of that which Dell came out with about 10 years ago, to see how they've progressed in 10 years. So if you want to see that, get subscribed. But as always, it's been Subsy here, and I'll see you guys next time.